this is a original doll, no doubt, but only thing is it is been repainted using artificial color.
Hello, hi, and welcome to TNI. I'm Shreya Veronica, and today we are here in conversation with Ramesh Ramanathan Garu, who is the director of RS Crafts. Hello, sir. Namaste.
Namaste.
How are you, sir?
Good evening.
Sir, so firstly, I would want to know about your journey in these crafts, the field of craft. Did it all begin?
Yeah. Actually, my great grandfather was a great craftsman. So he was awarded by the British Empire in the year 1924 for his mastery in weaving skills. So, and he was also a great philanthropist. Wherein I'm from a dry area, which is in between Ongole and Nellore, Kandukur. And there we don't have much water facility. So this gentleman has got a canal dug up from a village next to our village, from the tank there to our village, which is of 6 to 7 kilometers and about 8 to 10 feet wide. Even after 100 years, it provides irrigation water 365 days a year. Earlier, that same canal water was used for drinking also.
So, sir, what actually inspired you to take up this field, sir?
Like I'm from the same community, but apart from that, I never look at it as a community. But when I started, I have come across situations where I could see some excellent crafts, and later on, when I was a little self-sufficient and when I wanted to do something about it, and those crafts have become extinct. For example, like in the beginning of my career, I have seen one craftsman who was a comb maker.
Okay.
So he was making wooden combs, wherein he had excellent combs. Wherein there is one comb, this is the best that you just take out the cap, fill up some oil, and then comb your hair. It will spread the oil throughout your hair, and it will also give you the required massage for your hair. And he had a comb wherein people earlier they used to have very long hair. So somebody has to help them to comb that hair. He also had a comb wherein that lady could manage herself, wherein without taking anybody's help. Even if she had a hair touching her feet, ankle, she could comb her that hair. So such a wonderful comb. It was this long and very finely crafted. Then he had a comb which can be used as a book stand and also as a comb. So like that range of combs, like these are the three that I remember, but apart from that so many other combs he had. So combs for the children, combs for the elderly people, or somebody who has got his hair which is getting locked very easily. So for that to remove those locks and a different combs. But once I went back after a few years, he's no more, and there's no one who can really
make those
combs, and that skill has become extinct now.
So that's how it all started.
Yeah.
So, sir, I believe that reviving arts, handicrafts, and everything is your forte. As a part of the 100-year century celebration, what are you planning?
So we thought of this almost 15 years back. In 2008, we had a discussion in the office, just a casual discussion, lunchtime, and then we thought that we would revive one handloom and one handicraft. Then it all began there. After a few years, again we started taking it up very seriously. So it is almost 10 years that we started this journey of revival, and we have chosen a Cheriyal as a handicraft. And for handloom, we have shortlisted few. One is Ikat, because Ikat Tilya Rumal has come from Chirala, the region that I belong to. And we already did some small intervention in Venkatagiri, wherein now Venkatagiri is all silk sarees, but we did an intervention of making cotton. And then we also have one here in Telangana has got its own strand of tussar silk. So we are looking at that also. We have done some work with respect to that also. So once we are done with that, we will disclose all the details regarding the handloom. But handicraft, we are doing Cheriyal, and it is almost 10 years journey, and we are in a final stage of that. That is the reason we are coming forward to you now.
Nice. Sir, the next question would be about the Cheriyal dolls that you have been working on, to revive those crafts. So can you talk about those dolls as well?
See, there are different notions in the society and even so many people have worked about it. But only one historical recording that we have is of a transfer of one scroll painting from one person to other in 17th century. But apart from that, we don't have any clear historical recordings. But if you go by the history of the evolution of the doll culture, how the doll culture has evolved and all that, this is a very old doll, and in the same manner we have such things all across India. And all of us, we think that a doll is a doll, but it is not. It is part of the society, it is part of the house, and there is so much of social importance associated with it. Wherein these dolls, they were used as war game planning by the kings, and they were used as social narratives to upbring the society, and so much of other bonding with these dolls actually.
So you have your dolls.
Yes,
Can you
yes.
explain them as
Yes, please. So this is one original doll, and all the artwork and all are original except for the polish that is used. See the proportions and the intricacy of the ornamentation and all that surface ornamentation that is done. So this is the first stage, which is the oldest that we have, and we have another. So this is the next stage one, wherein this is slightly disproportionate, and these colors are all synthetic colors, and even the polish is synthetic. And see, the fineness of the work has come down here. So here it is highly refined work, this is little inferior to that. And this is the latest doll. If you see this, it's totally disproportionate, and the work also is very crude. See, I'm not trying to blame the craftsman or anything. In fact, we should be. I'm not trying to blame the craftsman or anything. In fact, we should be thankful to the craftsmen who have been carrying it forward for generations together. Because of them, at least we have this as on date.
At least people are knowing about it.
Otherwise, we could have lost that also. So we should never find fault, because it is the situations which have influenced them to adopt few things, or maybe people have influenced them, or the narrators have influenced them. So at least we should be really proud for all those 7 families who are there in this craft as of now. Apart from that, we have tracked more 3-4 families, so which we will discuss very shortly, because we still are trying to establish their authenticity and all that. Once we have all that, we will discuss their details too very shortly.
So, sir, I believe that you have done a lot of research in these the dolls that we see and the works of Cheriyal as well. So, could you tell us how long was the process and how did you work on it?
So first, initially when we thought of reviving, we just thought that it is just the dolls that we need to revive, and very simple. Even we didn't know, to be very frank, that it is so in-depth thing and so much of inbound rooted deep into the society. So we just started compare the dolls. Then we thought, okay, there are artificial inputs.
So you can talk.
Okay, so when we observed, like as it progressed from the ancient dolls to the present day dolls, they have artificial inputs to some extent, and colors especially, they are all artificial, synthetic colors, which are very hazardous and not good for health also, and they are also causing a lot of pollution. And then the next thing is, even the wood polish is all synthetic. But in olden days, see, any culture, if you look at our traditional practices, they are all very simple, and they are making products using natively available raw materials, and everything was in a cohesive environment, wherein win-win situation, well-balanced environment. But now we have moved away from that in the name of industrialization. So now what we have done is, we have ensured that the dolls are being made with all natural inputs, and also the colors, we are using natural colors, and we are also using natural wood polish. So
when you talk about natural colors, how does it refer to, sir?
In olden days, these people, they used to collect the chalk powder from the tanks. Then with that chalk powder, that is the final coating in the process of the doll making. On that, they used to apply colors. So 2 sets of colors, that is red and yellow, were derived from stones, and the other colors like green was from the leaves, and yellow was also from flowers or different sources. So these are all plant source or a natural source. So they are not hazardous. They are part of the nature which we are using it without damaging the environment.
So, sir, my next question would be about the show that you would be showcasing at the Delhi Red Fort.
Yeah.
These dolls, yeah.
Yeah.
The crafting.
So actually last year through IIT Hyderabad, we have initiated a process wherein now the Cheriyal dolls are exhibited in Delhi Red Fort.
Okay.
So there is one barrack wherein a few crafts, selective crafts are displayed now. So they want to extend it to other crafts also. In the first phase, Cheriyal dolls is one which is given one space, a prominent space to exhibit. So 3 craftsmen have been there, and they made the dolls there itself, and all the process is recorded and documented. And during last December 8th, our Prime Minister Modi ji has inaugurated that barrack where these dolls are exhibited as part of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay. So in extension to that, on coming 6th April at 4 o'clock, we are doing a show wherein we are taking the story narrators from Telangana and making them narrate the story using these dolls. Okay. So the actual culture in these is that these dolls are not just a doll. Like this is a set of 56 dolls which are used to narrate a story called Katamraju Katha. Okay. So this Katamraju happens to have their time from late 11th century. Okay. Okay, to end of 12th century. That is 1195 to 1283. So this is the time period when these kings ruled, and these people were moving from place to place, and of them the most famous king was Katamraju. Okay. So they say whenever they are narrating the story, they say it is Katamraju Katha or Ganga Puranam. Ganga Puranam is more elaborate, wherein Katamraju Katha is specifically about these kings and different aspects of their kings, and how they fought different wars, and how they really made things and all that.
Okay, sir. So, sir, about the performance also that you would be showcasing, can you elaborate a little about that? Like, how many artists from Telangana would you be?
So we are taking 8 artists, and 6 are the main performers, and we are not taking ladies actually. But next time.
Why is that, sir? Anything specific?
Not specific, because actually the people who are coming, they are not really comfortable bringing the ladies. Otherwise, as part of the culture, when they narrate the story using the dolls, here it is like this. In the morning time, they narrate the story using the dolls, and in the night, they don't use the dolls, and only the male will perform without the dolls, and one of the male will dress up as a female and then perform. So there is something called Ganga Tarkam. So wherein the main hero of the story, the king Katamraju, he has a debate with Ganga. So that is one of the events. A male will dress up as a female and enact as Ganga. But here what we are doing is we are using that, but the initial phase of that Ganga Tarkam we are doing. As a child also he has got a debate with Ganga, but that time the Ganga was in the form of a Erakalasani. That is basically a village fortune teller, a lady who tells different aspects of their life.
So, sir, I heard that you will also be doing a seminar.
Yes. So there is a seminar about the arts and crafts and how we can take it forward, how we can preserve and all this.
Okay. So it's a little more details about what you will be showcasing there as well.
My main projection would be like, it's not just, somebody is buying a toy or a doll. Okay. All these have got in-depth rooting in the society. Okay. Supposing that we have lost one toy making, say for example Cheriyal. It's not just the doll making or the scroll that is lost. In association with this, you have somebody who is cutting the wood, and when they cut the wood, they go literally pray to the tree and tell that tomorrow I am going to take you. So the tree prepares itself to be cut, and which is scientifically proven. It's not that we are just talking. Suppose you have a pet in your house,
Yeah.
so you call the pet, it will come, and it ask the pet to bring something, it will bring. You don't know pet's language, pet doesn't know your language, but you are able to communicate with you.
Yes.
You have that bond. In the same way, we have bond with any living thing. So
That's the-
that is the science behind it.
Okay.
But the only thing is, unfortunately, we over the period of years, we never acknowledge the science that is associated with our rituals or the practices that we have. So like that, even so many other aspects are there. Like there is a bamboo knitter, there is a weaver, there is a brass smith, there is a silversmith, and there is somebody who is working with the leather, and all these people. So when this doll culture is lost, so all the other aspects are lost, because these are all interdependent. What was the society earlier? It is a self-sufficient, interdependent society. That means we have a one colony, that colony is sustaining by itself, self-sustaining and interdependent. Like I will provide you some services, then you will provide some service. So indirectly, everyone is supporting everyone. So that is
in that way it works.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, I believe there are a lot of people who have been working towards reviving some form of art in their own way. So, what kind of message do you want to give off to all those people, who have involved themselves to, revive these crafts?
I would only say it's not that somebody has to seriously take it up as a profession or anything and do revival, because that way then there are very few limited people. But it is the responsibility of each and every citizen, because it is part of our culture. Once it is lost, it is very tough reviving it. So it is responsibility of each and every citizen that whatever little that they can contribute. I'm not telling them to lose their profession or compromise on something else and then do it. But they have to step forward. What are the artifacts or any internal decoration that they want? Everybody wants to decorate their house. So buy an artifact which has got a value.
Okay.
And even in your regular use also, you can definitely buy crafts and artifacts which have got a value. And these artifacts are not just like that, and over a period of time, they grow in value and it will fetch you better value. The only thing is you need to be cautious and maintaining them well.
Okay. Sir, any next projects that we would have to know from your end also?
I'm cultivating naturally colored cotton.
Okay.
So red, of course, is successful enough. And we have about 8 strands of red, of which 4 are Indian. And I'm also cultivating green. So after more than 4 years, now I have about just 200 grams of green cotton, and that is yet to be stabilized. Then we also have yellow cotton, which is not really progressing, but we don't know. We are keeping our fingers crossed.
So we'll get to see that.
Sure.
This is a very old Cheriyal doll, which is almost 40-50 year old, and here you can see the doll is really proportionate, small in size and very cute to look at, and the intricacies of the design, that is the surface ornamentation that is being done, is highly intricate. And this is the next stage doll of the next generation, and wherein also is made with all naturally enforced natural colors, but these colors are repainted. So that's the reason whatever the colors that we have on these are artificial colors, whereas the first doll, it is all natural colors. Here the design aspect also, the surface ornamentation is slightly bold compared to the first one, and this is the latest one. These are the latest dolls that are available, and here it is all the more bold and not really intricate, and the dolls have become slightly disproportionate. I'm not trying to mention this as a complaint against the craftsmen. No, I respect these craftsmen, at least who have carried forward the tradition on sustaining this doll culture. And apart from this, we have this is a cow, which is their praying cow, and this is called Vuntikumu Bulau, that is a single horn cow, and this is considered to be the most superstitious and a good luck measure for everyone. And it has got lot of intricacies here, even on the legs, and what is supposed to be there on the leg, for each leg, each description, and even the surface ornamentation, everything is very intricate. You can see at the back of the neck you have a snake, and on the hump you have a tiger, and all these. So at one point of the time, as part of the story, wherein a family of these Yadava kings were migrating from one place to other place, and there were no warriors accompanying them. It was only one of the family members, male person, who was accompanying. And when they had to fight, they pray to the god, and this cow appears and then fights with all the opposition and clears them of all the hurdles. And this is the go, and as part of that thing, and this is a next generation one, whereas this is a very old one, just like the earlier. This is almost 40-50 year old that is single horn cow, whereas this is the next generation one. That's the reason the intricacies are not that refined. These are slightly bolder in nature. And next comes, you have different kings. This is okay. This is one more doll of the same Cheriyal, and the original. This is the original doll, no doubt. But only thing is, it is been repainted using artificial colors, that is synthetic colors. That's the reason it is very bright. But when they have done the repainting, the surface ornamentation that is being done, it is slightly bold in nature, and it's not highly refined surface ornamentation, and some details are missing. Actually, all these horses and all, they have ornamentation and some extra work that is being done at the leg level, at the, and also the other parts of the doll. So this is one. And this is one of their ministers, who is Pallikonda. Pallikonda means a sleeping god. Panukunna in Telugu is later on got different dimension as Pallikonda. And so this is how the original doll is. And here, when they are repairing it, they put a synthetic adhesive and a synthetic paste and all that. Because see, when they are trying to restore a doll, their objective is only to ensure that the doll is intact. So in that process, as they don't have so much of awareness, whatever the best possible they have, they are doing it. So rather than finding fault with that, we have to find out why they have done it. Then we can really appreciate this. So these are all again repainted. That is the reason we have these ornamentation in a bold manner. And these are other kings, but part of it. This is just to detonate that this is Lord Krishna, because these are ancestors of Sri Krishna dynasty. As the calculation goes, there is a clear record of things that these people, the Kadamraju family, is the 24th generation of the Sri Krishna dynasty. And we have all the names of the different kings at each and every level. And these are other kings as part of the story. And with a great difficulty we could only collect one lady doll, but otherwise there will be 8 lady dolls. And we will have a parrot, we will have a fox, we will have tigers and all this. And this is the book that was published as part of that Red Fort program, Atmanirbhar Bharat. In this book, the cover page is, and again this is the barrack where all the artifacts are exposed. In this barrack, one position is given for the Cheriyal dolls, and again you have a mention of the Cheriyal mask making process in the book. Again you have the story narration process being highlighted in the book as to how it is done and all that. Descriptive of the whole doll making process and people involved and all that. And so different aspects of mask making, doll making, and the whole procedure is documented. So these artists were there at Red Fort for 3 months preparing all this, and this is intervention by the IIT Hyderabad students making these large tall toys as a design intervention. So just to see the progression of the craft, design and see. This book is published as part of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and our Prime Minister Modi ji has inaugurated this gallery at Red Fort on 8th December, and this is the gallery where all the dolls from different areas and different crafts from different areas are being exhibited at Red Fort, and it is for public viewing, and anyone can visit. And this is where we are also going to do the performance of the Cheriyal Doll story narration on 6th April at 4 p.m. at Red Fort. So these are the stones as part of the revival when we were searching as to how our ancestors were coloring these dolls, and we could find these stones. This is a red stone using which they made red color, and we could find the similarity in the shade of that old dolls. And this is a yellow stone using which they have made the yellow color. So we have information that they also had a green stone, but which is not really authentic as of now. So we are still in search for that green stone, but they have also used other natural sources for this type of dolls.
Minister, thank you so much
Thank
for
you very much.
giving your
Namaste.
time and talking about the Cheriyal dolls and how we are going to revive it. It was lovely knowing about it.
Thank you
so
very much. Namaste.
This is Shreya Veronica signing off.